Okay.
This is the Three Quarters podcast, and I'm your host, Gash. Today's drink of choice, of course, is Chivas Regal at the number 15. I want to thank Chivas Regal and Panod Ricard for sponsoring this episode of the Three Quarters podcast. My guest today, and thank you very much for honoring my invitation, is former Kenya Harlequins scrum half and coach and backs coach, Joash Odhalo. Welcome to the Three Quarters podcast.
Thank you.
And of course, with coronavirus, you don't want to say what's up to a guy. So we'll just have a toast of our whiskey. So I'll get right into it. We have had these conversations so many times off screen, and I wanted you to get here so that you can give us a side of how it looks like to be coaching in Kenya, and more importantly for us is that you've had the experience of having trained at London Harlequins. I think you did your level 1 and level 2 in Europe, and you've had the advantage of being exposed to professional setups. And I want you to tell us what you think is ailing Kenya and how we rectify that situation. But before that, I want to get into something just a bit controversial. Why did you quit Kenya Harlequins? And be free.
It started heavy. But I think with Kenya Harlequins, okay, as you've said, let's just be free and be honest. I think I was a bit frustrated, and it's very hard from, as you've said, like gaining and being in an atmosphere abroad where everything is so professional, and the level of rugby and the way things are done is so high. And then coming back and coaching here, you find I have to taper down kind of like a lot of things. To do with management and how to actually teach rugby.
Yes.
So with me with Kenya Harlequins, it was that frustration of having to like cut a lot of corners, and the lack of, or the unwillingness to understand where the game is going.
Yes.
From the people who are there.
Yeah.
And I felt it was a bit frustrating for me, and I was like, let me just take a step back and kind of probably look at it at another angle, come with a different strategy, and see. Because at the end of the day, I'm still going to coach rugby, and I still want to coach rugby. I still want to coach Quins. Quins has given me a lot, and I will still hopefully put myself out there to coach Quins. But I think at the moment, I just needed to take a step back and see from outside. Because when I'm inside there, like it's all cramped up, and the mind can't actually be free. So that's why I was like, it wasn't working. It was frustrations, firefighting, and I'm not eventually like coaching. I'm dealing with external issues and all that. I was like, maybe take a step back, see it from outside. And
then we see how it goes from there. Now, we have had this conversation so many times with you. We've had this conversation so many times with other people, other young people who are trying to get into coaching. And you get the feeling that is with someone like you, or with someone of our age group, because we have had the added advantage of exposure to information and actual exposure to see how sports is run as a business. But the old guard is the one that is running the game right now as we speak. So do you feel that your vision as a coach, as a 15th coach in Kenya, can only be achieved if you have your peers in management?
As I've said, we've had this conversation, and I think I've said it more than once, that I'll be more comfortable coaching with my peers. At the end of the day, I think it has to come from the older guards, the older guys, and I think there's a lack. I don't know whether it's African culture or whatever, the acceptance of young people and
innovation and energetic.
The energy and the ingenuity that comes with youth, you know, like I think the old guys have to bring some acceptance and you're not actually letting it go, like leaving it to the young people, but you're just accepting and working together is easier than actually like it's your dad and then now you take over. No, it's not a matter of taking over, it's accepting your experience, this new ingenuity and energy, put it together, then push it. And I think the old guards are very hard to like kind of loosen up a bit. That's why it's not relinquishing, just loosen up a bit and accept. There are cases where you've seen the older people have, or the older generations have let young coaches come into play, and you can see it like with the coaches coming up, like Blake has had a very good run, and you know, but it all comes with acceptance, you know, like let this young coach, let's see what he has, let's give him a chance per se, and at the end of the day, succeed or fail, build him up, and stuff like that. So I think it's just loosening up from the old guys. I'm actually very privileged to have had the opportunity to be given that chance by Quins. And I was given that chance by older guys. And I remember I was unceremoniously retired from rugby by choice though. I was becoming too old and too slow to play sevens. And I finished the 15th season in 2016, and when they were going to the sevens, I asked Charles Cadavillis, who was
the director of rugby, I think, that time.
He was the head coach at that time, and I was like, can I help you coach the sevens? And my intention was to help him coach the sevens. Then when the 15th starts in 2017, I go back to play it. But actually, like, slotted in very well, and I think it's because of his accommodation and him loosening up. And that's how I actually ended up now coaching, and now it's kind of like a big drive for me. And
for you,
but I think with majority of the older guards, that loosening up is kind of hard, but sad to say they have to do it, because at the end of the day, the young guys will swallow us. You know, like if I do not listen to the younger guys, they'll come up and swallow me.
That's true. You have to listen to what, and like you're saying, the innovation that is with youth and the exposure to some of the things we've seen out there, I think can be beneficial to the game locally. So anyway, let's go, and I'm very interested from two perspectives. I'm very interested from the training perspective or the coaching perspective, and I'm very interested from the business perspective on your experience at London Harlequins. Let us start with training. How are the sessions conducted in a professional setup?
So I think off the bat, I think one thing that we should, or rather that I would actually say is, and I've been asked this question a lot of times, the thing is, I don't believe in semi-pro. I believe in your professional or amateur. Because if you're semi-pro, when do you decide to be amateur? When do you decide to be pro? So you're either pro or you're amateur. And I think here we are amateur. And it's not a job. Out there, it's a job. Like, these are employees of the club. And to answer your question, when it comes to training, like, it's so oriented. It's so oriented to achieve what the player should achieve, to what the team should achieve, to what the coach is driving forward as the club demands of him. And remember when I was telling you, when it comes to like sessions, like you go for a training session, they have like 3 drones
and 12 cameras.
It's like a movie scene. Like, it's like they're shooting a movie. But at the end of the day, you know, like when a player leaves training, he has all the information tailored to him to know what he needs to tweak. Like if it's, let's say, like a scrum, you're shown, you can see literally what you are doing wrong. Maybe if it's just moving your shoulders a bit this way, or like, it's so centered on that. And I think that's the biggest, hugest difference when it comes to training. We train without we don't have enough information to give the player to make him better. We rely solely on his own talent and go figure out stuff. You perform, we are together. If you don't, come on, we can get someone else. But if we could actually, and that's where the game is going. We have to feed and give players a lot more information. Using their talent, that's what. But improve on it. You don't
Yes.
want to change the whole player. But with the training in Lana and I also got the opportunity to go for a lot of games there. You see, like, when a player is playing a game at halftime, when they go for the break at halftime, they're given so much information about the opponent. And
Wow.
you go back and you're like, oh, the coaches noticed this is where they're weak at, this is where they're strong at, let's avoid this. So it's a lot of information centered.
Yes.
And it really makes the players work easy because now his talent is, he's using his talent. He doesn't need to use so much brain space thinking of, okay, now, yes, my talent, but then should I also do this? Like, this one you're given.
Yeah.
Okay. Your
This
talent
one is there. Talent is there.
Have this more information, have this more information.
Yeah.
You see? And I think that's the major difference is the level of information given out to the player to help them improve is really a lot. It's really a lot.
And also another thing you've told me, and I want you to tell the audience is, you told me is that there are 2 training sessions a day.
Yeah.
There's the gym in the morning, and there's field work in the afternoon. How long is the gym session?
Give or take, probably an hour.
An hour,
an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Because the funniest thing is, like, I realized I saw that being a professional rugby player, it's actually a very boring job. It's literally so boring because one, when you're in season, you're not doing a lot of SNC stuff. You're not doing a lot of physical training like that. That was already done in preseason. You're already prepared to go for war, which is the whole season.
Yes.
So the sessions are actually very. You have gym in the morning. There are players who are recouping from an injuries, and it's just maintenance.
Yes.
And then in the afternoon they have a session where it can be backs doing their thing, forwards doing their thing. So you're literally training for 2-3 hours in a day. Then you split that, and then so the whole day, you're like, and you don't train every day.
Yes.
So you probably, like, if they play on Saturday, they probably have a recovery on Monday.
Yeah.
And then
Sundays off, of course.
Yeah, Sundays off.
Yeah.
Then you probably have a recovery on Monday. Probably going on Tuesday and do a bit of like R&R because now you're preparing for the team you're going to meet. So you do some. The coach has done the research on the team you're going to play and then gives you the information. This is how we want to play this weekend. Yeah. You do that on Tuesday. Wednesday, now you start implementing the game plan and whatever. Thursday, you probably have sometimes you have a hard session on Thursday. Yeah. Sometimes you have it on Wednesday. Yeah. And
which
then,
is basically contact.
Yeah. Contact and like all out. And then running, Friday, of course, you probably go to a captain's run in the pitch you're going to play at and whatever. And then Saturday you play. But it's I was like, we actually even train.
We train more.
More.
Than the pros.
Because I remember like when my earlier years of playing at Quins, like training was hard. Yeah. It was hard, and I think this was before the eras of SNC, body maintenance and recovery. Yeah. Training was hard, especially after you lost a game, like
they would run you ragged.
And whatever. And I was like, oh, this guy is like having it so easy. Yeah. Training is so easy. But it's the delivery on Saturday is so impactful. Yes. But you remember I was telling you, like, pre-season, these guys, like, it's no joke. Yeah, it's no joke, and if you don't hack pre-season,
then forget it. Actually, you're dropped. You don't get a contract for the season,
You don't get a contract, or like your neck is on the line. Like you probably might lose the contract you already have if you do not hack because you're not ready to play the season. Yes. So that's
from the training side. Now, and this is I think the part that shocked you the most is how things are run like it's a freaking business, like it's a job, like you're saying. Guys are clocking in, guys are clocking out. You have all these departments. What awed you the most about the machine that is London Harlequin?
I think the most interesting thing is when it's a company. Yes. If I would call it that. It's a company and their product is rugby. Yes. And like a bank.
Yeah.
A bank's main thing is money.
Yes.
Money.
Yes.
But a bank has other business ventures that keep the bank running.
Yes.
So with that, the company which is London Quins has other departments that deal with non-rugby things that generate money for their rugby part.
Yes.
Because one thing that was really interesting was, I was wondering, like, how do they afford to pay these players? Like, probably have a pool of 40 odd players.
Yeah.
All on salary, and it's not mediocre salaries. Like
it's proper salaries.
Proper salaries, and then they have younger developing teams.
Yes.
Like, how do they afford to pay the? I don't think ticket sales.
Is enough.
Is enough.
Yeah.
And sponsorship money. I don't think they, but they have other ventures. Walked into the stoop and they had a whole floor of like people like working, like it was like an office, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
What are all these guys? What are all these guys doing?
Yeah.
I thought a rugby team was just
rugby. It's just coach.
technical players
on
the field.
Yes.
But yeah, it's interesting, and I think looking at Kenya rugby, I think yesterday, as I was telling you, the clubs that still this might be a bit controversial,
it's
but
okay.
The clubs that still hang to this cultural rugby kind of brotherhood family, like we are like a cult per se, kind of. All these teams, you look at South Africa, you look at Europe, all these teams play Division 2 rugby.
Yeah, you told me, actually, to quote you, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, you said all these teams that believe in culture or are still stuck in the days of culture and everything are playing Division 2.
Yeah.
Division 1
it's social rugby.
Yeah, it's social rugby.
Social rugby.
Division 1 is pro rugby.
Yeah.
And that's where it's business, it's work.
It's business.
Yes.
All top divisions.
Yes.
I want to say I may be wrong, but I bet I am right.
Yeah.
All top divisions, all around.
Yeah.
Top level rugby is pro. It's a job. It's a business. These clubs are a company. It's a business being run.
Yes.
The teams that play this social rugby, they play Division 2. It's amateur.
Yes.
It's amateur. You see?
Yeah.
And look at the disparity even with our league.
Yeah.
The teams that are up. I don't want to use the term have money.
They
but
have
it's
money.
True.
It's the truth. They have money.
Truth. It's run as a company.
Yes.
KCB,
Cabras, Homeboys. Yes.
Oilers.
Yes.
It's run as a company.
Yes.
You want to hide behind it's rugby.
Culture.
That's the product, that's the sport.
Yes.
But it has to be run. The club has to be run as a business.
Yes.
And the teams that still are hanging back on it, sad to say,
they're taking a hit.
My love Quins.
Yeah.
Mwamba, Nondi.
Yes.
You can see the struggle.
I'd like to leave Mwamba out of that one because on two things by the way that you've touched on. Number one, relinquishing to the younger generation. Now the people who are in charge at Mwamba, likes of George Bai, Tall, Africa, who are pretty young guys. Number one. Number two, Mwamba have looked at it from a money perspective. If you look at it, I have actually done some research on Mwamba. I've interviewed one or two of their guys, and they'll tell you things like, for example, their jerseys are pushed on Jume. Their merchandising. They think about.
I think they're the most branded team
at the moment as we speak.
And their merchandise is really good.
Merchandise is A1. I was doing my research in the course of the week, and either this week or last week.
Yeah.
And I came across these guys have a YouTube channel. Mwamba have a YouTube channel. So I'll leave Mwamba out of that. They have grown. They have left that part. They were also stuck in that culture, fast black club. It's all good. But for how long? Like you say, if we want to go pro, for how long are you going to keep? You keep on hearing about the Black Heath in England. Nowhere close to the pros, right? So I guess I do understand what you're saying in terms of if indeed we want to go pro, then we need to drop this sentiment.
And I think I haven't done a lot of research about Kenyan teams. But as you're saying about Mwamba, the thing is, you see, like the names you mentioned who are actually now running the club, youth, energetic, ingenuity, it's probably what's now driving those channels and all that. Because truth be told, 50-year-old general is not going to think of us opening a YouTube channel. But I 28-year-old who is not that good at rugby but is still playing will be like, hey, let's open a YouTube channel, let's do this and
let's bring the players closer to the people, you know. Yeah.
And you look at social media is you can't even say huge, it's probably everything.
Yeah.
You look at the young teams with that kind of young and that young kind of management kind of, look at the Homeboys, look at the Oilers, look at the Mwambas, as you said. Look at their social medias. It's boom on the face every day. Boom, boom, boom.
Yes.
See, the old guards, the old teams, it's we'll put our team list there.
Dandy.
If we have an event, we'll put a poster. Dandy. But these guys are like wishing their players happy birthday.
Yes.
They are sending, hey, happy Valentine's from Mwamba, happy Valentine's from home. You know, like such kind of like playing. And that's those are things that play around with the kind of like fan base and whatever. Yesterday we were at the game, and it was packed. And I don't know if it's you who said, like, all these are Mwamba fans.
Yes.
Mwamba has, like, why do they have all those fans? It's a Mwamba is a festival club. You know, it's like, but they put it on you. They make it feel young and all that.
Yes.
I bet if it was Quins versus Nondis and then KCB Homeboys, half those people wouldn't be there.
True. Like you're saying, you have to, and I keep on telling guys, you have to go outside the quintessential rugby fan. That one will always be there. You have to look for guys outside it to gain interest, if at all we're going to achieve the commercial thing. Now, let's go. Let's just finish up by saying, or by me asking you one question. What do you think is the problem in Kenya, and what do you think needs to happen? I know we've touched on it in other points, but what do you think is the problem in Kenya, and what do you think we need to do to fix that, so that in the next 10 years, Joash, you as a coach don't have to go to London Harlequins to train, or don't go to London Harlequins to get a job. You can actually do that and be paid for that job that you're doing.
I think, let me not say what needs to be fixed in Kenya. What I think maybe needs to be done to improve where we are.
Yeah.
And I think what needs to be done to improve where we are is, one, we need to get people out there. Like, we are chasing top teams, we are chasing, we want to play like the top teams.
Yes.
So we need to get people. When I say people, I mean all facets of rugby.
Yes.
Field management, technical players, we need to get these people going to where and learning and whatever and seeing and being exposed to those things. I like the way now we have a lot of players playing in Europe.
Yes.
People may not know them, but there's so many players. I just recently saw there's a former Cabras prop. I think he's playing in Belgium or something. Something like that. So we need to get these players and coaches and even management going out there, get SNCs, going out there, getting exposed, and bring back the knowledge. And remember, we're having this conversation about, you look at the top 10 teams,
top nations in
the
world
top
rugby.
10 nations. And I did actually do my research very well. But I bet 6 of those, the top 10 teams, are coached by foreign coaches.
Yes.
Why are we so afraid of like exposing ourselves to the teams we are chasing?
Yes.
You know, we envy South Africa, we envy England, we envy New Zealand.
Yes.
Okay, well, let's stop envying. Let's go there. Go and see.
Or let's get those guys in here.
Oh, getting them to come here is actually going to be a tough one. But let's go. Let's go and see. If we collected all the players who are playing outside, like with their own individual, they got there with their own.
On their own
way. They all collected them. Like the knowledge they have, even if someone has played in Europe for like a year or 2 years. The likes of Kina Brad. You have Malcolm, who recently went to
Romania.
Get those guys and just put that knowledge all together. Like, we'd go far. We expose ourselves to where we want to be. And then bring back the knowledge. I always believe if we send not really said if coaches
Yeah.
actually. Me, I'm pursuing it like
Yeah.
I've chosen to coach rugby.
Yeah.
I need to go out of my way
Yeah.
to become
Yeah.
or be a good coach.
Yeah.
And the only I can do it is like let me go where those good coaches
Those,
are
yeah.
and better myself and
Yeah.
come and help. And it'll cost, but in the long run,
Yeah.
it's worth it.
It's
you
for
know.
the betterment of the
It's for the
game.
betterment, yeah.
And we were watching Ireland versus Scotland, what Kingeles, and we were saying that if England, the inventor of rugby, the home of rugby, have acknowledged that they don't have the local talent to get them to the next level, and they decide to go outsource, what is this nonsense about us guys keeping on saying that no, we have to have a local coach? And you know, like I keep saying, Joash, then England have been exposed to rugby from a very young age. We pick up rugby at what, 13? When you get to Form 1, come on guys, we can't be as gifted technically, right? In 7s it's easy,
Yeah.
but in 15s no.
But yeah, even in sevens it's easy.
Yeah.
But you look at our sevens and you look at the inconsistency in performance.
Yeah,
And it's I don't want to say we have more problems than to focus on actually rugby, but you look at the inconsistency in sevens. We've been in the circuit. We were fully fledged in the circuit for when years ago.
yes,
Years ago. We've won one leg.
yes.
One.
I think it was 99, yeah?
I think Argentina found us in the circuit.
Yes.
I think they found us there. I bet how many legs have Argentina won?
I don't know, but there'll be more finals than we have.
I even bet.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
not bet, but I think they
Yeah.
won more legs
Yeah.
than Kenya.
Yeah.
Kenya's won. And but the thing is, again, the focus is sevens is kind of give from 15s.
Yeah.
You get your 15s right, the sevens will come
Sevens come-
naturally. and
yes,
easily.
yes.
So the success we cling so much on
7s.
on the sevens,
Yeah.
because there's all these tours and all this
Yeah.
fun and hype about it, and we can manage to
Yeah,
pull performances here and there.
yeah.
But if we don't worry about it so much, if we get the 15s right, and I think you're the one who was telling me, like if we get to top 20,
Yeah.
we get
A million euros.
yeah,
Top
we
20
get,
is a million
we get
euros.
money from
from World Rugby.
World Rugby.
Yeah.
Why don't we chase that? Why don't
Yeah.
we chase that? And once picking players to play sevens from a successful or a strong 15s nation is a piece of cake.
Yes.
You know, it's a piece of cake. We're not Fiji,
Yeah.
but that we can say, let's do sevens.
Yeah.
And they have a different skill set
Yes.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Or maybe God is with them. But
Yeah.
but if getting a seven Ireland
Yes.
just came up to
Sevens
sevens
recently. Yeah.
Why? It's so easy to pick a sevens team
Yeah.
when you have such a strong
15s
15s
outfits,
base.
yeah.
You know? So I think we get our 15s right, and we'll the sevens will be
Sevens will come into play.
Yeah.
Josh, me, if I had a say, I'll be honest with you, as we finish, if I had a say, I would totally do away with sevens, just for now. Just like Ireland did. Focus on 15s, focus on 15s. And like I say, if you get 15s right, then it's trickled down. Because it's the top, 15s is the top. Everything trickles down from that. For us guys, we seem to be, I don't know. It's not worked for us in the last 15 years.
If you do away with the sevens, then you're probably trying to say that we don't need a union. Because that's all
That's
they-
everything. No, you
Yeah.
see, I'm saying, like Ireland, for example, that's what they did, right? Focus on the 15s, shelve the 7s for a bit, focus on the 15s, and like you're saying, it trickles down.
Yeah.
We continue being hell-bent on this nonsense of focusing on 7s. We have been doing it for the last 15 years. Okay, it changed slightly during the Mongi Mode years, and we saw the improvement in 15s. But then, we keep focusing on 7s, and I don't think anything is going to change. Look, this conversation can go on for a very long
Yeah.
time, and it will continue. It's not that it's going to stop today, but I mean, Joash Odhalo, thank you very much for joining us and discussing some of the issues that we have in Kenya and the experiences. Of course, next time when we meet, we're going to talk about your experience at Bath. When you went to watch a couple of games there,
Yeah.
and we could continue talking about the issues that we're facing in Kenya rugby. Thank you very much, Chivas Regal number 15, Pano Brigade, for sponsoring this episode. To our viewers, we always ask you guys, look, the handles are at the bottom of your screen. Just interact with us and tell us some of the topics or some of the questions you might want to hear these guys being asked. My name is Ngash. This has been the Three Quarters Podcast. Until next week, cheers, guys.
Hey.